I can feel the breeze blowing, storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page life is about to be. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, and if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Well, there'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here at Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation Pride.
Hey, good morning. It is Sunday. We are live. Me, the dogs, and you. What's up? Good morning. Good morning, Conehead, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Love that song. It's a good Sunday song, kind of laid back. Kind of mellow, right, Louie? We usually don't do the weekends unless there's tropics. So guess what? There's tropics. Tropics brewing. You can count on it. And good to see all the YouTubers over there too. We got Facebook rocking and rolling. Good morning, Palm Harbor Greg. What's up, Pensacola Donna, Brandon? Oh my God, it's hard to keep up with everybody. What's up, Brian Elliott, Michael Faulkner over there? We got the regulars, Bill Elmquist, Cubby. Let's not talk about the Rays last night. Check it in from St. Thomas, Carl. Cool. You got a little rain from Grace, I assume, passing by. Shelly. What's up, Shelly? Good morning, Facebook world. The tropics are heating up. If you haven't heard, we got Fred back. Fred came back from the dead. You know that? We were just going to his funeral, too. Man, I bought Louie a suit. Now I got to send it back because we got Fred. Fred's not dead, buddy. What are you looking at? All right, so who are we? What we got? This is the Daily Brew brought to you by our fine friends and family at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, located here in Florida. So we love ABC. Big supporters of our page. Been around since the 1930s. So if
that function isn't supported, I'll keep learning to make your experience better.
I told you this happens now. Android did some weird update. Now the phone talks to me. It's like Alexa. Crazy. But good morning, Jesse. We do have a song from Drew Garabo. They did us a song called Isaiah. But anyway, big thanks to ABC and all the supporters of our page. We really appreciate it. All right, we're going to show you Hunter here before we get cranking. We like to give everybody a few minutes to get in. And not everybody gets notified right away. But nothing official on our site. I'm just a weather blogger. Been around since 2004, and we got a great following of weather groupies. We're a bunch of groupies, and we just really appreciate it. And if you need information that's official, don't come here. We are not your official source of information. We're your official source of drinking, dogs, and foolishness. Now, this is Little Hunter. We're going to say goodbye. Little Hunter has his own beer, Big Storm Brewing. Check it out. They all just stare. I don't even know what he's staring at. All right, so what's going on? This just happened. Let's dive right into it because I know everybody wants to talk about tropics. All right, so Fred, holy moly, Fred. Here you go. This is the current satellite. Hurricane hunters found tropical storm force winds. Fred's back from the dead. We're going to see a big shift in the cone at 11 o'clock. We had that big blow up of convection to the east, northeast, and it indeed is looking like that's where the center is going to be. We got a lot of banding, a lot of rotation. Good news is the pressures are high. So, we got a day of this thing cruising up the Gulf. So typically, you need a little more than a day to get anything too serious. But we're going to watch it close. The shear is pretty relaxed past Tampa Bay area. We got a little bit of shear right now, but you never know. It's going to make a run up to upper tropical storm, and this Florida West Coast skirt. I should have ordered my Minnie Mouse skirt. I was this close. We were talking about a Florida West Coast skirt, man, and it's happening. So this is the current live radar. These little purple lines, by the way, this is the Southwest Florida Water Management site. That's the current NHC tracks. This line on the bottom is Grace. And 11 o'clock, we'll get new updated tracks on Grace, too. So, what's up, Sandy Hoff? Hunter is making noises. Yeah, they're down there eating bones right now. We got spinach, John. Cat 1 possible, Jacob. I can definitely see it. We've seen last year 2 storms. Hannah, Sally, a couple of them last second ramped up there. So we got to watch for that. Drop pressure. Remember, 995 is typically the old school Safford-Simpson scale number pressure-wise. They would have to drop quick, though, in these next 6 hours or so. We'll see. Cheers, by the way. Tone Co 9. What's up, Chrissy from Mobile? What's up, Susan? Thank you. Sandy Hoff's got bananas. That's pretty good. Panama City. What was the skirt joke? Ian, you don't want to know. Well, I must have said Florida West Coast skirt a bazillion times, so we Googled tropical skirts, and a Minnie Mouse skirt came up with little red polka dots. And I'm like, hey, that's what we should have done. All right, so it's really pointless to look at this right now because they update the current position, but they don't update the track until 11. So the 8 o'clock advisories always update the position. So you can see not typically, where it should have been, should have been somewhere here, but it took a big shift to the east. So what that means is we're probably going to see a pretty big shift in the cone come 11 o'clock. And that's because we got a new center formation to the east. They already are telling everybody we're going to see tropical storm warnings posted at 11. So people in the upper Gulf, your phones are going to go ding, 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 ding in about an hour and a half. So don't get too worked up. Just, you're going to know because you're on the weather page. It's the people that aren't watching that are going to be freaking out because their phones are going to be going off in an hour. They'll be at church probably somewhere, and all of a sudden everybody's phones are going to be going off like Amber Alerts that we're under a tropical storm warning now for the upper Gulf. So it doesn't appear this thing's going any farther west. We're probably going to see this thing back to where it originally was shown. Remember we talked so many times you see these tropical systems windshield wiper back and forth. This is a little different scenario because it actually formed a new center. Let's take a look at some really high resolution cool stuff here in Weather Nerds. Here's the latest on weathernerds.org now. Look at that. So that's current convection. It's not meant to be scary. I've been accused of showing infrared satellite and being a hyper, even though I don't make the satellite. So schools will probably close. Yes, I would think up that neck of the woods in Florida Panhandle because they will close because you got tropical storm coming tomorrow. So look for that. Hooray for the kids. They get a hurricane day. So there you go. Current satellite, the white little dots are lightning, and we're getting some pretty good convection pop. This is right off the coast of Florida. It's going pretty much due north, so the big question is going to be the west coast of Florida. You're going to be watching the radar all day long. How many of these lines make it to shore as it treks? It's still going to have a little bit of west component to it because of the high pressure over the Atlantic, but Florida west coast, we're already getting some squall lines inching in, but there you go. That's current satellite, and it's trying hard. The hurricane hunters are out there right now. They did indeed find a center of circulation. This is tropicaltidbits.com. There you go. Pretty well-defined center. Something that did not have. And now they're still finding bigger wind barbs off to the northeast. This is live. So we might get an intensity jump at 11 a.m. But this is off the coast of Florida, and they're investigating the big blob here. This is pretty much where they're at. There's the center, and they are right here right now. So there's the plane here, and there's the center. And you can see the center really well on satellite. It formed a really good center quick. So what do you think? Hot water, MJO, light shear, and all you got to do is say the Gulf, right? And we got a tropical spinner. Very well satellite. Let's look at the College of DuPage. They got some extremely high resolution graphics that we can look at that are beautiful. I don't think we have a mesoscale. We have one on Grace. We're going to talk about Grace in a little bit, promise, but we got to focus on what's now and coming. Even though we have folks down south, I do know that. See, we really can't get too close here. That's the problem. We can kind of do it, I guess. So let's put this in motion, and we'll just leave that run for a second. And you can kind of focus right about here. Very well defined center of circulation occurring right here. And we're getting a lot of convection coming up from the south side. So if this thing wraps around, which it looks like it's trying, then it'll definitely intensify a little bit more as the hours go on. So we got to watch it close. General motion still takes it expected a tick to the west as it goes north. We got some infrared satellite we can look at. This is the College DuPage, by the way. Great site. I got it linked to the top of the page. But you can see the bubbling and all that good stuff. So some of the wind analysis. So some of these products aren't going to be updated until 11. So I got this NWS threats and impacts page. They'll probably update this a little bit more come 11. So I don't expect to see much out of this yet. But it's a good page to take a look at current threats. And this is your current wind threats for the storm, and it's got a good little gauge on the bottom. We got storm surge threat inching up there, 1 foot, but we'll definitely get 1 to 3 foot east of center at 11 likely. And then tornado threat is there today or through tomorrow. So there's tornado threat as our storm goes north, and of course flooding rain threat. So shouldn't say that word that much, but impacts. But this graphic's great. It's right here. NW impacts. So we're going to get a whole slew of new graphics here come 11 o'clock. Probably the best graphic we could look at might be the HRR. So let's take a look at that and see what it's showing for rainfall. But everybody's saying Cat 1, listen, there's always an outside chance. The only model, the HMON and HWARF are showing 990-ish, a little above. Most of the others, we did get a new GFS at 6Z, I think it was around 1,000 millibars. Let's look at that real quick. Let's look at the latest thinking. Now, see, this thing's happening so quick. There's a difference. This is one of those storms where it happens in real time, and the models are still feeding data from hours ago. They don't have fresh data yet. So like when you're looking at these GFS models and stuff, they're from hours ago before the hurricane hunters provided the new center. So everything gets initialized after the new data gets put in. So we really don't have any good modeling right now. But unless any of them predicted this to get a little stronger. But the latest GFS did predict 1,001 millibar, and that could be believable. In this little zone right here. This is where we're watching for landfall. So that was the 6Z 1001. The latest Euro, did it come out yet? 6Z, yes it did. It is predicting a little stronger, 996, 998. So this is borderline, upper tropical storms. It hasn't changed much. There's that outside possibility, it could reach Cat 1. But this is the latest. Now this is the 6Z Euro. This one's kind of fresh. It does take its own thinking on the data based on its own observations, but likely it'll switch a little bit to the east. So don't be shocked if this thing ends up being a little stronger than they expected. Little stronger. What's up, Kathy? How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. What's up? So that's consistent, right? Consistent. I don't think a landfall outside of Florida is going to happen. We know we've watched this thing flip-flop back and forth. NHC's noting this east shift, new low center circulation, so it's got its eyes set on the Panhandle. Okay, the latest that was Euro, that was GFS, both showing about the same thing. We can look at the icon. This is going to be a little old, but it was showing 1,002, 1,001. Now note, all these are kind of based on where it thought the center was. So whatever it said here likely will be here now because of that center shift. So what we're looking here is just the intensity. But they're all right around 1,000. The higher resolution models get updated a little bit better, but we haven't had 12Z yet either. But latest HWRF showing 998. 999 radar. Just kind of give you a look at what it might look like coming in on you. This is tomorrow morning, still offshore. We start to see the rains coming in daybreak, and then the big squalls setting up throughout the day. Monday, this is throughout the day Monday. This is Monday evening, and it races off to the north overnight. But that just gives you an idea what a tropical system looks like going up. So the HWRF's, right around upper tropical storm strength, and the latest HMON is showing, let's see, rewind, about the same. Well, that's a little stronger, 987. So there's your strongest one right there. That could technically be a hurricane, and that's your HMON. So, they're all real consistent. It all matters what it does right now. Out there in the hot Gulf of Mexico. Here's the latest flood potential map, by the way. We got that lingering front coming down. Look, so the rains are definitely going to be moving in towards the mid-Atlantic from Fred and a combination of that front. So that's still panning out. Honestly, everything's been pretty darn consistent. We had this 24-hour spell where Fred was dead and everybody wrote him off except the NHC. And now we're back talking about the same effects, the same turn, the same front, the same West Coast Florida skirt. So we kind of ended up right back where we began. We went in one big ass circle. Big ass. I got a big ass. I got to stop drinking so much beer. All right. So if you're just tuning in, Fred is back to tropical storm. It's developing. It looks pretty impressive on satellite as far as development goes. We're getting some clear signs of spinach. Circulation, very well defined, and we're getting a lot of backside convection trying to wrap around. And as far as environment goes, obviously we got a ton of hot water. The other thing, our buddy Alan, I don't know if Alan's watching, but Alan keeps posting this, and I kind of forgot about it because we weren't really I don't know. There's so many factors, but we talk about the loop eddies all the time. But this is going to be going over a little bit of warmer water. That could aid in a little bit of last second intensification. You know, as our center pulls north, you know, these feeder bands coming around on the back side that are forming now can absorb some of this extra hot water. So these loop eddies have been proven to help fuel tropical systems a little bit more, and you can see that very well on the heat potential map. Right here, we got that little dot. This is your how hot the water goes below the surface, how hot, and you know, we got that little pocket. So it might get into that a little bit. Other factors happening right now: shear tendency. We got a little bit of increasing shear around in the system. It's from the southwest. You know, it's not incredibly too strong. Not the perfect scenario for upper level winds, but I think it's 20-30, like 20, yeah, it's 20-30 range, 20-30 knots. I mean, it's not ideal, but you know, past that shear, you know, we got a little bit of better conditions to the north. So, and we can see that. Let's look at tropical tidbits and take a look real quick here at the shear tendency. What's going on in the upper atmosphere? Kind of look here real quick. So we get a little bit of jet stream. So we got a little bit of shear. Let's see what it predicts as it goes on. It kind of sticks it around, so it's not terrible amount of shear. It's just not ideal as far as perfect storm formation shear. All right, so there's that. So yeah, man, this is one of these watch in real time. It seems like every season we have one of these where you really got to watch it in real time. Let's look at another website that I love, Cyclonic Weather. We can really see those lower level clouds on the radar here, satellite. You can start to see them. I hate that satellite fix changes, but there's that. Another link that I added to the site here too, going down the line. I got Fred wind analysis page. You can click on this and it is all your current winds. A lot of people like this is old school wind charts and wind scats and stuff. And another link just below that is the Dvorak in microwave imagery. That actually looks like it's getting a little better organized. This is the core of the system. And it goes back 24 hours, but we can start to see some circulation rolling in. And right at the end here, you can really start to see it developing a little bit of southeast development here. And if this starts to wrap around, then definitely it's going to intensify a little bit more. Here's Go's floater on Fred. This is a good site. This one's got all the fixed satellite imageries on Fred, so you can click on this and it's pretty neat. I've had people ask me where that was at, so it's right here, Go's floater. I got it sandwiched right between the Weather Nerds images, so there it is, Go's floater. You can see some really good satellite imagery with that. So the all-important 11 o'clock advisory is coming out at 11. Imagine that. Yeah, man, it's bubbling. So what's up? Cindy from Norfolk. What's going on? Nothing your way, Cindy. You might get some backside rain out of this. Good morning from Gulf Breeze. You're about ready to have some Gulf Breeze. I wish we wouldn't get copyrighted on music, because we could play some Jimmy Buffett this morning. Little squalls out on the water. I bet you some of y'all are going to be passed out in the hammock waiting on this, for sure. Recon, finding stronger winds, Jack. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Let me close some windows out here. Chrome was crashing on me earlier today, and Facebook's rolling out a lot of new changes, and we're trying to figure them all out. So far, so good. All right, so Recon. Hurricane Hunters. Oh, yeah. Holy moly, yeah, there's some fast winds. That's a pretty good, I mean, it's not hurricane winds yet, but 50, 55 knot flight winds. So they're likely to bump it up. We could be seeing a stronger Fred come 11. So you can follow along here, tropicaltidbits.com. He's got a aircraft recon page. And this little orange dot is pretty cool. This is where the center fix is. So what's really neat is the next time they do their pass here, they're going to do a new fix, and we'll see. Then you just connect the dots, and you really get a good idea where the system's going. So they do live tracking, as it goes, and we'll see if it does indeed take that little bit of wiggle to the north west. But future radar, let's look at this. Sometimes the mesoscale models do very well with developing systems because they update every hour. These so let's take a look at the HRRRR. The 12Z is probably almost done running. We can take a look at that. Florida. So what are we chatting about? Had a nice email from Destin Fire Chief today. If you're watching, thanks guys for being fans. We love you. So Granny and Grandpa on YouTube. Not my Granny and Grandpa, but Jason, hey, yeah, I usually do talk about other storms, but this 99% of the people here for tropics, so I usually do more of that off season, but it's a one-man band, man. Grace, we're going to talk about Grace here in just a minute. Grace, we're going to talk about now. Grace is not expected to be anything more than a 50-mile-an-hour hurricane at the moment. So that's good news. We'll get into that in a second. Lots of land interaction. Just like Grace is deja vu to Fred as far as land. We're going to get to that real quick. I promise. About 5 minutes. Go pee-pee. Judy from Panama City. Thank you, Niceville, Kathy. What was up? No Greg today, I see. All right, so here's the latest 12Z. Now, this is kind of a guess by the HRR on what our system does. And, Florida West Coast skirt, it's going to get close enough, that we could get some definitely West Coast action now that we have that East Coast shift back again. So, this is the same thing we showed yesterday. This area here, obviously, where the storm is, this is what is happening as far as where to watch today, as far as the main stuff. So this is like noon, 1 o'clock. We got these squall lines are going to be developing, and feeder bands. We could have a pretty good one 3, 4 o'clock. We got another one coming out here. This is 4 o'clock today. There's another band. Now these bands, it's impossible for a model to know exactly where the band's at. But what's important to know is that there's going to be a band somewhere. It's like going downtown and looking for a band. There's 8 bars, and one of the bars is going to have a band. You just don't know which bar is going to be having the band. So we're going to have bands, and that's the 4 o'clock today. That was probably the worst analogy ever. But here's 7 o'clock tonight. So if you got plans on that Florida Central West Coast down south, there's going to be off and on rains. The big stuff for the Panhandle, unless this thing speeds up, we're going to start seeing some bands tonight, overnight, midnight hour. This is midnight hour, and then the big core comes up. Oh, it's still running? Nah, man. It says 38 hours. Oh, it's spotty right now. So this is 12Z. This is 7 a.m. tomorrow, Monday. And we don't really have any more runs. It's still running. Damn it. We can go Tropical Tidbits. Sometimes his loads, when one loads, the other one doesn't load. So let's take a look at that. So this is a good resolution, different way to look at it. This is afternoon. Obviously, we just showed the same data, different look. And there's the big stuff in the morning. So that's what it might look like. And look, we can still have some action. The tail of systems, right? So you can still expect classic tropical bands through the morning tomorrow down in Grace. We have a cousin named Grace. Everybody say Grace. Sunday. There it is. There's Grace. All right. All you people that wanted to hear Grace, come back. Come back. Oh, there's people arguing on YouTube. What are you talking about? How could you argue about weather? Should be a glitch. I'm streaming good. Could be a Facebook or a YouTube glitch. Hey, Lenora, Gail, thank you. We've been rocking, man. No, shows I'm streaming good. I'll tell you a little trick. Just refresh. Could be your little area. No, everybody's frozen. I don't think I'm frozen. Glitch is resolved. Okay, maybe I was frozen. Let me slow down. Where did I get cut off? Let me close some windows. It says Facebook glitch and YouTube glitch. So anyway, I'm streaming at 2900 kbs's. But I don't know what y'all might have missed. So anyway, I was talking about Invest 96. It's by Bermuda. It's going to go around to Bermuda, bring some rains for 3 or 4 days. Not really showing any development. So that's Invest 96. Here's Grace. Here is Grace. So Grace is right below Puerto Rico right now, and we got rains. We got a lot of folks down there watching in the Virgin Islands. Here's what it looks like. Kind of sloppy. That's current satellite on Weather Nerds. Lost that really intense structure from a couple days ago that appeared to be structured. Moving pretty darn fast. Now it is slowing down. It's under 20 miles an hour now. It was going way too fast in the Atlantic to really get going, but tropical storm force warnings are up. Ended the Dominican Republic now. It's definitely going to be a big rainmaker threat in short term. The NHC is expecting it to go smack dab over the islands again. And most models are, other than a couple outliers. Again, the H-War is an outlier. So land interact. This is like deja vu Fred 2.0. A lot of land interaction. Likely we'll keep this thing a little weak. Now, if it goes a little north, a little south, things are different. You know, same scenario. This thing goes below, goes above, then we can have a stronger system. But as of now, like yesterday, the NHC is not expecting that. The current forecast advisory on winds, keeping it around 50, with a little bit of reorganization in the Gulf at 50. So that's the current thinking. Let's look at all the models though. Here's the latest spaghetti models. These are your 12Zs on Levi's site, and you can see the H-Wharf is the extreme outlier way north, UK way south. The majority of them are smack dab across Hispaniola and Cuba. So that's another watch, wait, and see. This is not pulled north. Good news. You know, a couple days ago, this sucker had a GFS Cat 5 hurricane up here. Remember? And we had a couple of them going in here, but we didn't have full model support, so I didn't want to get too far invested in that until we saw a lot of model support. But let's look at all the models just for fun. Here's your Southwest Florida site. This has all the ensembles on it. And we got ensembles to the north. We got ensembles to the south. Weather Nerds has a lot of ensembles on their site too. You know, here's your European ensembles from 00Z. Those are your European. So, you know, there's a few that say it could go a little north, or a few that say a little south, but this is the heart of it over land. But as far as East Coast, no ensembles go to the East Coast. All of it's going that way. So the question mark, obviously, is what happens here. So we all know the Gulf, and whatever comes out on the other side is going to have to be watched. And that would be later into the week next week. Now here's the GFS. Oh, this is the 6Z, and look, we got a few stronger systems, you know, up here to watch. So that's, definitely this is the hot spot to watch, and that would be later in the week next week. Timing, go back to the map. Thursday and Friday. So, Wednesday, right around here somewhere. And Florida's still in the cone a little bit. All right, let's look at some individual models, which is fun. Haven't looked at these yet. For Grace, let me slow down a little bit. So, Anton, it might even go past New York, man. It's going up to get some lobsters up in Maine. Yeah, that GFS was scary. Whoever wrote that was bad. This is Grace, correct. Now we're going to look at everything. This is your current satellite map. So if you want to, let's look at. We'll zoom in a little bit. This is Tropical Tidbits. There's 3 areas to watch. Invest 96 up here, which does have spaghetti models. I have it on the app now. This is Grace. I'll just put a G here. And this is Fred. Now, some of the Fred modeling is going to be a little bit wrong until we get new data put into the models. It's a little trick with the app too, by the way. When we get a new storm, sometimes your phone doesn't always clear out the cache. So the trick is to close everything and then reopen the app, and then you should get Fred, Grace, and Invest 96. And then it's real simple. Just click Invest 96, and there you go. And you can watch the Daily Brew on here. I've got a bazillion people asking me. They like it. They like to watch the Brew. You can watch it recorded and live. See, look, this is so cool. Look, we're live on my app. See that? The volume ain't working though. Where's my volume? I got to figure out the volume. Why is my volume not working? Play.
Clear out the cache.
There we
So
go.
the trick is to close everything and then reopen the app.
But I get a lot of questions about that. I just wanted to share that. All right, so here's here's the timing. All right, so this is the GFS. Now we know Fred, we know 96 is going to spin around. So we're watching Grace down here. Grace on the GFS lands right smack dab over the big mountains of Hispaniola and then the big mountains of Cuba. And then it pops out on the other side and tries, but it doesn't have any luck. That was that one. Now we go to the overnight 00Z. Sometimes we get a little better data. Here's Grace Monday, tomorrow, over Hispaniola. Little sign of Grace to the north. Maybe a blob of rain into Texas. This would be the following weekend. You can kind of follow it a little bit. This is the overnight GFS. You can see it. Just a lot of land interaction. Breaks it apart. Another little piece kind of comes back up into Texas. So that, last night's 18Z on the GFS. Man, smack dab over land. So the good news is, the land is our friend, except for down there. And of course, our thoughts are with Haiti, with that big earthquake yesterday. And unfortunately, a lot of folks lost their lives. So this is going to add a little bit of mess to that with the rains coming tomorrow on Tuesday. So there you go. So there, at least it's not a hurricane for them. So the CMC, here you go. This is Grace, smack dab over Hispaniola, and a little more chance to re-strengthen here, going straight smack dab. So, the one constant today is this general motion into the Gulf, and that's the one thing consistent today. Yesterday, when we showed those models, they were predicting this thing to be a little higher and missing land. Now the models are saying it's going to go over land, and that's so huge. The difference of about 30, 40, 50 miles. So that's CMC. And that would be next Friday, Saturday-ish, into the weekend, next weekend on the CMC. And then the latest Euro is here and smack dab over to the islands and no real development showing, which is good. We can see the vorticity here and you can kind of follow it along. This would be next Wednesday by the Keys, so it could bring some rain to the Keys midweek, you know, as a tropical low coming by. But really doesn't do much with it. So, man, it's just, you know, good news. And then the Icon, our buddy the Icon. Let's see what the Icon says. The Icon is showing land interaction. I know the dog snores. That's not Julie.
This is when you start throwing stuff at them?
This is when I start throwing stuff at them. And then there's your Icon. So Grace is not really at today. You know, I just show the models. And other than the H-Wharf, the H-Wharf gets tracks wrong. It had a north tendency with Fred. And it's doing the same thing. So this is what would happen if it didn't hit the islands. Obviously, it's the only one showing this. And I showed this with Fred. We developed patterns early in the season. The H-Wharf has got serious issues with a northern bias early on, and so I'm not even going to share that one because that would be irresponsible. That's worst case scenario would be the H-Wharf, but I showed it to you anyway. The H-Mon, the old GDFL, it's smack dab over Hispaniola and doesn't do much after that. So, you know, unless a system is really developed, this is not really developed yet. It's only 40 mile an hour, and we're seeing some more winds. So bottom line with Grace, listen, don't just keep an eye on it. You know, the good news is right now we're not seeing any trending. I mean, all I look for is trends, you know, and we look at weather patterns, and that high pressure system is, you know, systems back-to-back weeks here, and it's almost following that same exact path as Fred. Now, we don't know what it's going to do when it gets to the Gulf, like we did with Fred. But there's, you know, at this point, other than rain for the islands, no big stress yet. So, yeah, Julie's here. So she comes home. Fred said they took some Viagra. I like that. I'll see pretty much. Fred is stacking, by the way. Thanks for the stars, Kyle. Hightower. Wasn't that Hightower? Wasn't that the dude on Police Academy? Hey, Ross, San Juan, Puerto Rico. How's it going, man? We got a lot of friends down there. We're going to be on the cruise heading to Puerto Rico. MWPcruise.com. You want to hang out with all your fellow Drunk Donkey fans and friends? Guess what? Next March. MWPcruise.com on the brand new Mardi Gras. Tricia, yeah. Mike Soul, yep. Travel Ways off Africa. Henry, is that the one after Grace? Not yet. Sharknado in the Gulf. Yeah, so listen, this is live data coming in from Tropical Tidbits. We're seeing signs of some pretty, you know, constant winds, enough to probably upgrade to speed at 11 o'clock, maybe 50. We'll see. Which would mean that that's as high as they expected it to ever be, which means it has some more room to go. Maybe 45. Bottom line with Fred is it's developing now fast before our eyes. It's one of these throw away the spaghetti models because it is happening now. And the best thing to do is follow it along on satellite, and you can really get a look for it. Now, somebody asked about stacking. It does appear that it's got a clear signature, at least on satellite winds. Here's your 850,000 millibar winds. Let me zoom out just a tick. Pretty well defined. Here's your 850. Very well defined. Now we got a little, they're not completely stacked. 700's off to the east, so it's a 500. But, you know, it's trying. Not completely stacked yet. Sandy, I haven't opened the box yet. I can't show you that. I got crap laying around everywhere. So Julie just asked, every time she comes home and there's a bunch of toys over by the dogs, she goes, is that why there's always something over by the dogs? I'm like, yeah, because usually about this time they start snoring. And I usually keep a few beer koozies around and I'll throw them at the dogs just to wake them up for a minute so they stop snoring. But they're not snoring right now, so that's good. Anything else? Thumbs up, Mike. Yeah, appreciate it. Let me say hi to everybody now. Now that I can read the things. Hello, Bradenton, over on YouTube. That's my hometown, man. I was born in Bradenton. Spaghetti models for Fred Henry. I'll show them to you, but listen, they're not going to be accurate. You know why? Because we had a big east shift. So the new data is not really put into the models yet, and I'll show you why. So this was the data point. Whenever, these are the 12Z suite here on Tropical Tidbits. But there's your data point. Just east of 85 West. In reality, storm got bumped to 84.6. And if you look here, that's close, I guess. Nah. Well, maybe it is. Maybe they did update that one. Well, that's good. Well, there you go. I don't know if it's got the true data or not. But according to 8 o'clock, that's probably the fix. So that was wrong on that. So there you go. But I guess we did see a shift east because we were looking over here. So this is probably correct. This is your new... Yeah, he snores loud. So we are going to see a shift to the east. Very unlikely this thing is going to make landfall outside of Florida. Remember, the heaviest stuff is to the east side, tremendously to the east side, as all tropical systems seem to be. Let's look at another radar shot here. Let's look at... Now watch, I'll show you a little trick. Do I have a koozie over here? Oh, I just said koozie and he stopped because he... Nope, here he comes. All right. So I'm going to throw
a beer can at him.
I'm not going to throw a beer can. It's a koozie. I'm going to throw a koozie at him. Watch. Okay, now we have a moment of silence. Somebody asked about Tallahassee. Well, Tallahassee, you're going to get definite... No, that didn't work too. Now he's just getting re-comfy. What was I going to show you on this one? I don't even know now. Let me see here. Hey, come here. Quit your damn snoring. Yeah, I'm talking to you. But east side is what I'm getting at. East side obviously gets the heavy stuff. So there's our center setting up, and all these bands are coming around. Question is, a couple things, a couple observations, then we'll probably say see you. We'll just leave this one on. So we got this loop eddy out here. Some of these bands might get a little help once they start developing on the backside as the Gulf waters are hot. So we're going to be watching for these bands to try to wrap around. And, the hurricane hunters out there right now, they're finding stronger winds. So, we'll keep an eye on that. The next color is going to be dark red. So definitely got some strong winds on that northeast quadrant. 99% of the time, the northeast quadrant sounds like a cool name, man. The quadrant. Northeast quadrant is the strong side. Clear center of circulation now. Here's Tampa Bay right here. So we'll see what they say. Officially, not supposed to be a hurricane. But we'll see how that goes. They might. We'll see. We are going to have warnings, like I said, if you're just tuning in about 45 minutes, everybody's phones are going to be going off. Tropical storm warnings. Likely, center track will probably get shifted about right here. But that'll be going on. So anyway, anything else going on? FedEx alert, your new greenhouse arrives today. Cool. Oh, that's Shelly. What's up, neighbor? MD, get your bets ready. Yep. Come on over to Pensacola. That's a long drive. I'd love to. So, had to notice ears. Yep. This is Fred, Linda. Yes, correct. Fred is regenerated. Fred is back from the dead. Hey, what's up, Greg? Hey, your app should be working, buddy. Can't be a Michael, Greg. Not enough time. Nope. These things take a little more time to get going. Pressure drops have to happen, and we're at 1,008. That's the good news as far as if you don't want anything too severe. Pressures are still high, 1,008. So that's a good indicator that it's not strengthening too much. Even though we're seeing winds on the outer northeast quadrant, the pressure hasn't dropped, and that's where the hurricane hunters are out there right now. So, if we start seeing pressure dropping, we could be looking at in the 990s by landfall, but that's still not pressure drop yet. What you do right now, you satellite your friend. Look at that. I like the weather nerds. He incorporates lightning. Lightning's a good indicator of strengthening. And the core is here. And we really don't have any storms on the west side yet. Could be a little dry air. I don't know if there's any. Yeah, there's some dry air out there. So there's a little dry air. So that dry air is inhibiting west coast, west side convection at the moment. So that's dry air. That's pretty neat, huh? Pretty neat. Cool. All right. Well, there you go. A little update. There's your rain maps. I got everything on the site. Remember, everything on the page is this right here. Boom, boom, boom. Everything on the tropics that you want is right there. We got your NWS threats and impacts maps, which are great. You click on these little guys and check this out. You go here. You can click on threats and impacts. You go down to see the little cheat sheet down here. You zoom in, and you can look at your particular area. So there's your wind potential map at the moment. Could get updated at 11. Storm surge map showing 1 foot, nothing serious yet. Flooding rain map potential, and tornado threat potential. So that's a great map. I always got the NHC discussion. It's a very important tool to read at 11. They'll come out with all their thinkings, and they'll also have their wind charts here, which I love. And then you go down here, you got your wind speed, which I've never understood. So I put it out here, and I don't even know what it means. It's percentages of Charles Store Force winds, but I don't think, I don't get it. Because it's going to be 100% up here somewhere. But anyway, it's a wind map. This is a good new map they had last year, I think, or 2 years ago now. It tells you when you might start feeling tropical storm force winds. Monday, 8 a.m. across the coast. That's because, we'll start getting outer bands reaching there. And the reason they got this dash line, that kind of includes land. So just kind of telling you Monday, 2 a.m. tonight, that we can start to see squall lines. Now, if this thing did indeed recenter itself a little to the north and the east, these are going to get bumped up. We can start seeing tropical storm force winds a little bit earlier tonight. So watch for this map to possibly change the earlier time frame. Here's your updated rain map. Obviously, big impacts where landfall ends up being. That's 6 to 10 inches of rain. Lingering front and Fred are going to mix together Monday, Tuesday. That's pretty good rain, regardless. There's a lot of rain coming to the Panhandle. Another good map I got is your flood potential map. This shows you daily through Monday, through Tuesday, through Wednesday. So that front is going to linger around, here is that front. This is ultimately what causes the weakness, which pulls our system up. And there's our front. It's going to linger around tomorrow, and it's going to linger around Tuesday, and then finally pull up Fred. And there's Fred on Wednesday. You can kind of make them out here, and then it kind of gets absorbed and dies. Long range. Oh, let me show you the rest of the maps real quick since I'm talking away. All right, so here's the wind analysis map. We went over that. This shows you satellite wind speeds, which is great. It also has it for Grace, and it also has it for Invest 96. So if you want to look more into the winds, there's our spaghetti models. Here's Grace Ensembles. Custom Storm Products page is great too. That's for Grace. Oh, I'm down on Grace now. We've got to go back up. Custom Storm Products is great because you can interlay satellite, infrared. You can interlay water vapor. You can interlay visible satellite. You can sea surface temperatures, ocean heat content. There's that little bit of loop eddy action that it's going to be going over right at the last second. So that could help a little bit of, a little bit of lighter shear and a little bit of lighter, warmer waters ahead could, give this thing a little kick as it nears shore. But it's a good site. I like it. I shared this one before. This one will get up to 811. This is the National Weather Service winds and gusts map, and it's very slow to load, but it shows you wind speeds, and you can slide your bar up and look at timing. We'll do one slide. This is we'll do Monday. This is 7 a.m. tomorrow. The current thinking, not based on the 11 o'clock though. So this will get shifted to the east. The shift max, it's going to the east again. So this is current thinking, 7 a.m. tomorrow. Coastal inundation dashboard is a site I shared yesterday. This is from NOAA. It actually has better data here showing you coastal impacts and actual tide impacts, expected tides. So if you're on the coast and you're curious, it's a great map that interacts with the current NHC track. Now, obviously, if our track changes to here, these are all going to change. It's all based on the 11 o'clock or 5 o'clock. 11 o'clock we get new information. I got tide information. I showed you yesterday too. If you want to know your tides, really cool map. Microwave energy, Dvorak, Ghost Florida. We showed all this stuff, but it's all good stuff. But anyway, all right. That's about a wrap. Greg, are you allowed to watch YouTube on Sunday, man? You got how many kids you got, buddy? All right, we'll leave the site up. Jennifer, you repairman, what do you got getting fixed? Hey, Sandy Mitchell, welcome. Mike's got a generator, got a cover. I guarantee he's got it. Jim Cantori will end up. Well, I don't know. Let's look at some maps here. Let's just kind of guess. There's really no. You would want to go east of center, obviously. Not necessarily, because this might be an eastern weighted system. Okay, let's see. So we can put on tropical tracks here real quick. Active track. Let's go to the Earth. I like the Earth better than roads. And I like dogs in the background. So this is the current track. Oh my goodness. Would he go to Panama? My guess would be Panama City. Isn't there Jimmy Buffett's in Panama? How long is it from Panama to Panama City? Oldsmar to Panama. Julie's looking at me. Well, you can pick the kids up. I'm going to leave in the morning. Panama City. 5 hours. Holy crap, man. Florida, why are you so big? Jeez. Do I have any sheriff buddies or highway patrol? Can I get a free pass? 5 hours, Patty. You took that ride before, huh? Stephanie Stokes, so I might be coming and crashing with you. They might be coming to your house. $5:51, 6 hours. Come to Texas. Not coming to Texas, Teresa. But hey, there's a chance Grace could be as a weaker system. Mike, no chasing. Oh, come on, Shelly. I can. Jimmy Buffett's in PC. There you go. Jim will be in Venice, Florida at the. Hey, what's up, Florida? That's coming up. No free pass in 10. No, I know. Take a boat. Yeah, I wonder if I can just take a boat. I got a boat. I don't think it's made to go this way, though. That'd be a very, yeah, take a boat. As the storm's coming by, that'd be freaking like, I'd look like, no, Truman Show. Remember when Truman took off? Cool beans. All right. Well, a lot of work to do. All right, so 11 o'clock, we got a bunch of advisories coming out. You can expect a lot of graphics to get switched around, and we're going to see an east shift likely, and we'll see what kind of strength it's got, because the hurricane hunters are out there right now, and they're finding some little stronger winds. Remember, the pressure hasn't dropped, so if we start to see the pressure drop, then you can bet that the winds will catch up. So we'll see what the hurricane hunters find out. I'm sure they'll be flying in this sucker constantly until landfall. So cheers to our hurricane hunter buddies. Do you know that they're fans of our page? Check this out. So one of the pilots, Sean, sent this years ago and actually signed it. So that was always a good memory, man. Look at that. So I keep it framed, man. I think he retired or something. I don't remember now. But I keep it up there as a memoir. Truman Show was a great movie. I loved it. I love the theory behind it. So anyway, any last second? Probably not. I probably missed a bazillion questions, but that's tough. I try so hard, but it's just so tough. It's tough, I'm telling you. It's tough to see them all. Thank you, Teresa. Chris Justice, yep, those guys and gals are amazing hurricane hunters, man. They've had to make a lot of return trips over the years for lightning and other. What's up, Jim Parker? But yeah, we're watching this thing. Curious. All right, so these things are going to be interesting to watch. So Grace at the moment appears to be going over a lot of land. A lot of questions. What kind of shape she'll be after? There's really nothing else cooking the Atlantic, which is kind of good. I'm kind of surprised. The global tropics hazard map still showing possibility the August 18th to 24th. We could be looking at something here. This is Grace. So they're still thinking tropics are going to be active the following week. I've seen it wrong before. But we know how the tropics are. They get sneaky on us. And we got all these little waves out here. You just never know which one's going to decide to get going. Good news is the modeling is not showing anything. I mean, back when we had Irma and stuff, the models were really showcasing that kind of stuff. I mean, we had model support. We had a lot of confidence. You know what I mean? We just don't have that right now, which is good. We do have confidence that Grace is going to go over a lot of land, other than the H-Wharf. But Fred 2.0, copycat. Grace is a copycat. Cool, Cynthia, wearing your new donkey shirt. Well, send us a picture. I got to start doing that again. 5 o'clock. Fan share of the day. You got the 11 o'clock update on my 10 my zone. Oh, man. That's right. Whippy systems are hard. Somebody had a good question earlier on YouTube, I think it was. Always say storms go west. but they go to the Gulf. It's not that they go west all the time. It's this when we have, typically our high pressure place, stronger systems usually ride the high pressure system. And when it's a weak wave, what we saw with Fred, they get really influenced by these strong trade winds, and lower level winds really push our system along. And that's why when they say weaker goes west, look at what happened with Harvey. Wikipedia. Boy, I'm a terrible speller, man. But Google's my friend. Harvey. I don't know the right one. Harvey. That was a movie. I got Steve Harvey. So we got to do Tropical Harvey. There we go, Tropical. Hurricane Harvey. All right. So if you look at the track of Harvey, it was a very interesting one. So remember, dissipated, and I can't do it this way though. I can't copy the image. Wikipedia, I love them. All right, I donate to them. All right, so it became an open wave, and it was weak west, and then boom, it developed. So, weaker systems sometimes just become tropical waves and just kick on west. And this one came back, as we know. So that's why, even this little guy, you still want to watch him, even though they might be dead Fred or dead Grace. Big question mark when they get over here. So never say never in the tropics. I wish it was easier. Sometimes everybody wants everybody to be 100% right, but man, even the big dogs, when you read their wording that it's higher than average uncertainty, then we got big question marks. But there you go. Anyway, there's the latest convection. We do have dry air to the west side. So the one thing keeping this thing in check is dry air, and we do have some shear. So that's the good news. So the only thing that we are showing here with tropical on the hurricane hunters is a little stronger winds. So we'll see if they find any lower pressure. So anyway, all right, that's it, Jim. No camping trips yet planned. So never say never. Cool. Well, thanks for tuning in as always. We really appreciate the support out there, and our crew, our Mike Swear Page fan crew, Brew crew, MWPs, Coneheads. Roger, I think it's just going to scoot right along. It's going to be a Florida skirt up to that panhandle. So there's really no signs of the high pressure breaking down that quick. Whoops. Well, where are you? Let's see here. This is the one I wanted. This is a cool map. It's Storm Prediction Center has a really good surface chart map that's a little more up to date. But you can see the high pressure is pretty strong, kicking it. So the likelihood of doing that is not zip, but more than likely it's going to ride right along the high. So yeah, looks good to me. Hopefully red tide is gone. I don't even know. Red tide, Panama City is looking like close. I do a red tide map. We haven't been in the news lately much. Hopefully it's gone. Here's the latest map. Where is the map? Oh, it's still there, but it kind of went south a little bit. So it's kind of more down south of Skyway Bridge. Sarasota County, Manatee, Charlotte. So that's the current red tide map. Kind of drifting south. Hopefully it's not that bad. I don't know. The big fish stories I haven't seen, so that's good news. Hopefully the bad impact is gone. Glory Faith, how's it going? Cool beans. All right. Well, we're going to wait for 11. I'll be updating all the 11 o'clock advisories here. I'll put them out. Remember, I put all the updates on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So I'll post at 11, and we'll be live tomorrow. Daily Brew 9:19, right? Cheers, Shelly. See y'all. Hope you have a great day. Hope the Rays can come back and win today. We're supposed to play softball tonight, and I'm a little worried that we ain't gonna play. Florida West Coast skirt, man. Gonna have rain bands coming up the coast. And tomorrow. Clearwater, Brittany, not looking good. I mean, as far as going to the beach. That's what you were asking. But Clearwater's going to get some random squalls today, starting in the afternoon. There's a good shot. You can see so we got a little bit of lower level swirl. This is a little dry air, a little bit of shear. You can see the upper clouds blowing off here to the northeast. There's a little bit of shear. You can see that too on the shear maps. Little upper level shear kind of coming in from the southwest. So there's these upper level winds kind of blowing a little bit off, and the dry air is on the west side. So that's why you don't see convection totally yet on the west side. There's some dry air. So not the perfect conditions for this thing to really ramp up. But they are seeing some good winds. We'll see what kind of pressure reading they get come next pass here. Be kind of interesting. Then they'll take another pass. We'll see if we get any increase in winds. Normally you need to see a drop in pressure in order to see increase of winds. So 1,008 is not very strong. So unless you see pressure dropping, then you're not going to have to worry about anything popping up unexpectedly. So got to have pressure drop in order to see a ramping up. So that's good. And we're running out of time. Could be a landfall tonight, late tonight, early tomorrow if this thing speeds up a little bit. So it'll be, less than maybe 24 hours to get its game on. And even, that's just not a lot of time. So, all right, we'll see you guys in the morning for sure. And I'll be updating all day long. Maybe we'll do a live tonight. I'll announce it. So we'll see you guys. Have a good day.